I am not a journalist. I'm a talk show host. I have opinions. I'm biased. Period. End of story. The rest of them all are biased. They don't tell you that, though. I'm for Trump. Point blank. Best choice we have. Donald Trump joins us right now on the Savage Nation. Donald, thank you for being with us. What's on your mind today?
Great honor. That's an amazing honor for you to say that is tremendous. I appreciate it, Michael.
But, Donald, why should I hide it? I mean, people make believe that they're not biased. You know and I know the media is biased one way or the other. They all pretend that they're scientists in a laboratory with a pipette in their mouth. They're all biased. They all have an axe to grind. Look what they're doing to you, smearing you every day with lies. Garbage, pure garbage, while they let Obama get away with virtual murder, give the bomb to Iran. Why is the media not saying one word about what Obama is doing to wreck this nation, Mr. Trump?
Well, he is doing a terrible job. He's been a terrible president. The person that likes him most, I always say, is Jimmy Carter, because Jimmy's now number 2.
But, Donald, let's be clear. We know that we have a problem with illegals. We know that we have illegals voting in this country. We know that to vote in Mexico, every eligible Mexican has to have a tamper-proof photo ID card with a thumbprint and an embossed hologram. Would you use an executive action to establish strict voter ID laws in the U.S. if you became president?
Well, something has to be done, and I can't believe it. Where they want to take away cards, they want to take away identification. I assume that means somebody could vote 10 times. I mean, who the hell's going to know the difference? But it's incredible when you look. And you speak of Mexico, and I have I have so many people from Mexico. They work for me. They're wonderful people. They're great people, and I respect Mexico as a country. The problem is their leaders are too smart for it. They're very cunning and they're very smart, and they are ripping off our nation like you've never seen. And very interestingly, if you want to become a citizen of Mexico, it's almost impossible. It's so rigorous. It's so hard to become a citizen. They put you through the grinder, and you just can't do it. And yet in our country, boom, they walk right over the border, and everybody just comes in and has a good time, and we pay for them, whether it's prison or hospitals or anything. I mean, in California, I don't know if you saw the story, almost 50% of the people trying to get, applying for driver's licenses are illegals. The whole thing is just insane.
So how come, Donald Trump, we can't upgrade to Mexican standards without being called racist? Why is it that we can't require voter ID, tamper-proof photo ID cards with a thumbprint, as they have in Mexico? Again, I have to go back. Don't you think it's a good idea to use an executive action to establish strict voter ID in the U.S.? I know I don't want to nail you. I don't want to get you to say yes, and then they'll nail you for that. Trump goes on right-wing Savage Show and says voter ID law, and right away they start screaming racism. I get it. I know what they do. I know the game. So I guess you can't.
Identification. You go to a store, you need identification to buy something. You have to have identification, and it's incredible to me that people can fight it.
Okay, so immigration is one big problem, but there's another big problem, which is our military, which has been decimated under Barack Obama. What about the bomb for Iran? What would you do if you became president? What would you do to stop this pathway to a nuclear weapon?
Inconceivable that deal is being approved, and inconceivable that Chuck Schumer, who I always thought loved Israel, to be honest with you, that he's going to approve it, because Israel is in such danger now. And the whole Middle East, I mean, look, the place is a total disaster, what's going on in the Middle East, and you look at what's happening, and it's incredible that this could have happened. But Israel...
Wait, Donald, has Schumer come out and said he's going to support it?
Well, nobody knows what he's going to do. I think nobody knows. And actually, I'm surprised that Israel isn't putting tremendous pressure on Schumer, because they do have a lot of power over Schumer. And I can't believe that Schumer is taking the stance. And nobody, I don't think, really knows. I think most people think he's going to actually support it. The amazing thing about that, a couple of amazing things. The 24-day period. What idiot would allow 24 days? And the 24-day period doesn't start for a long time, because they have to go through a whole process before it starts ticking. So they have 24-day period, but it's a lot longer than that. And the other thing, and it's just so simple to understand, are prisoners, where they say, we have 4 people in there. Let them out.
The fact that Kerry Ketchup has given Iran a handout, in other words. Iran is going to be allowed 24 days before inspectors can access suspected nuclear sites. And what's even worse is yesterday Iran raised the stakes. As a negotiator, you wrote the art of the deal many years ago, Donald. What they did was they got everything they wanted, so now they know they have tremendous strength, we have weakness. They raised the stakes yesterday. You know what they said in Iran? I'll tell you what, you want a soil sample to see if it has any isotopic activity? We're going to provide you with the soil. You can't even take it out on your own. What kind of deal is this? In 24 days, Iran can hide weaponization activity, centrifuge manufacturing, centrifuge components, uranium stockpiles, missile components, and other things in 24 days. This is not a deal. This is a sellout, Donald, and you know it, and you've been speaking out on it. What's wrong with saying it, though?
It's a disgrace, and how he allows this to happen. And what we should have done is increase the sanctions, doubled them up, and these people would have given us everything we wanted. It's such an embarrassment. Our country is so embarrassed by so many things. You know, one of the other things with the Iran deal, the chief negotiators are very smart. You know, the Persians have always been great negotiators, known great negotiators. The Iranians, the Persians. What happens is the chief negotiator goes back to Iran, and they're dancing and celebrating his big victory in the streets, okay, because it's a total victory. But, you know, if you look at Iran, they're going to be wealthy, they're going to be powerful, they're going to have the nuclear weapons now, and it probably will lead to a whole nuclear all over the Middle East. I mean, it's probably going to be a proliferation all over the Middle East. It is one of the dumbest deals I've ever seen.
So why then why did Obama push it so hard? Why does he need this deal? What is he seeking?
Who can know? You know, I said he would look so great if he walked away from that table right now. I said that 2 weeks ago. I said it a month ago. The other thing, did you ever see a deal that took so long to get done? This deal went on forever. And that's called tapping. You know, I do that. When I have a deal, I don't know if I want to make it. I might make it. I might not. So you tap the people on, tap, tap, tap. It's called tapping. I guarantee you that during the tapping period, they have been working like hell to put up, you know, to do what they were trying to do, which is pretty obvious to me as far as I'm concerned. But I don't think it even matters because this deal is so bad they can do whatever they want to do. Who's going to catch them?
Donald Trump, you've got important businesses to run. I have a question for you. What about the millions, the tens of millions of Americans who have been excited by your campaign? Why is there no donation page where we can help people contribute? You're a rich man, but you know this is going to cost $1.5 billion. You surely don't want to throw all of that out on your own. Are you considering having people donate money or not?
Yeah, they do. I guess it's called Trump.com, but you know, it's so cute. I get a woman the other day. She sent me $7.11, which amounted to a percentage of her monthly something. An older woman. She said, "Mr. Trump, I love you so much." That was a lot of money for her. And I got the check. I don't know. Somehow I see this check. But people are sending a lot of money in. And I don't want the money. One of the nice things, I think one of the reasons I'm doing so well, you know, Bush has raised over $100 million from people.
I know
all those people. They're friends of mine. A lot of them friends of mine. Some are enemies of mine. But I know them all. These are really powerful, smart, tough people. They don't give money like because it's a charity. They give money because they want something. When Bush has over $100 million, when Hillary has over $50 million, everybody that gave millions of dollars is getting a lot for that. They're going to get all sorts of things. And in a lot of cases, it's very bad for the country. Good for them, good for their companies, but bad for the country.
So you're willing to blow $1.5 billion of your own money to become president?
Well, I'll be to see what happens. Number one, I'm doing really well so far. You know, I guess they say I'm leading in all the polls. Let's see what happens. Okay, long way to go.
Donald, we have very little time. What would you like to leave the audience with today on the Savage Nation?
Well, we have to strengthen our military. We have to absolutely take care of our vets, Mike. Our vets are treated so badly, so horribly, it's ridiculous. And we have to get rid of Obamacare. I mean, there's so much to do. And we have to do it quickly because we're not going to have much time. If we keep going this way, you're not going to be able to bring it back. So we have to go. This is a very important election. This is maybe the most important election we've ever had. So... You know,
I hope you're in it for the long haul. Donald, I really hope you're in it for the long haul. And as I said at the beginning, and I'll say it again, go, Donald, go. I support your candidacy. No one's going to get... You know, I love the purists, Donald, the popes of conservatism, who say you're not really conservative, you're not this, you're too weak on that, you're almost conservative, you might be, and to you as... The fact is, no one's going to give them 100% of the pure vision they have for the George Washington that never existed. So as far as I'm concerned, you're the standard bearer. You're the only hope we have. You're the lion that we have been waiting for. You're the Winston Churchill of our time. Donald, thank you. Keep hitting him real hard. They need it.